Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. As you probably have noticed, the channel name has changed from McLovin Moto to McLovin Garage. I want to talk about why that is and tell you about the new direction of the channel. For many of you, if you follow along, you know that I resigned from my job as a police officer. I was a motor cop locally here in Oregon. I'd been a police officer for 15 years, 10 of them on a motorcycle, and I just kind of got tired of it. I was burnt out and they were putting me back on patrol, and I didn't want to work patrol. I wanted to work on a motorcycle. And so I decided to try something else. So currently I am employed selling Kubota tractors and Wacker-Neuson construction equipment and lawnmowers, and it's been good. The money's okay, and I'm working 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. I've got holidays and weekends off, and it's been a good change. But in the midst of that, I'm no longer on 410s. When I was working for the PD, I was working 410s with weekends off. So I had Friday, Saturday, Sundays off, and I had time to make content and had time to go ride and not take too much time away from my family. And so therein lies the rub with why you haven't seen much content from me, is because I don't have the same amount of free time that I had at my old job, and my weekends have been spent hanging out with my wife and my boys and doing family stuff, and just don't have the time that I had to ride like I used to. So I've been trying to find a good balance, and I'd really like to get back into making YouTube content. And one of the ways I think I can do that is be a little bit more focused on cars. You guys have seen if you've seen my Instagram, it's now McLovin Garage. Go check that out if you haven't. You'll see a lot of my projects, as you see right here. I've got a 66 Chevy pickup. I've got a 65 Chevy Suburban. I've got a 73 73 Dodge Dart, and I've got a 75 Plymouth Duster. I like working on cars. I like driving old cars. And so I'm going to try to bring some more of that content. So if you're here because you like motorcycles, I really appreciate you guys following me. And there'll be some motorcycle content. I just posted a video of my sons and I riding dirt bikes, but that's going to be a little bit more sporadic, where I'm going to have more time at home to work on cars, drive them around, show them to you, kind of show you what they're about, and maybe rebuild an engine. Those types of things you're going to see more of on my channel than motorcycle content at this point. So if you subscribe for the motorcycle stuff, I'd love for you to stay and watch some of the car stuff. If that's not your thing, I understand. Like I said, I started out as a motorcycle channel, and my focus is now going to turn a little bit more towards cars. So I've got a video coming of my 75 Plymouth Duster that actually it's for sale. I bought it with the intent of swapping a V8 in it, but I found another car that I want more. I'll talk about that more as it gets closer to happening, but there's another car that's going to come in its place, and so the Duster has to go. But I do want to give you an overview of the Duster because it's a cool car and it's neat, and I think it'll be one that will be interesting for the channel. As far as things for me, things are going well. Work is going well. My family's doing well. And I appreciate all of you that are subscribed so far. I think we're at like 3,300 or so subscribers at this point, even with kind of a year off. But I'd like to be a little more dedicated to the channel and try to create some content for you all who come here to watch. So with that being said, I'm gonna keep working on trying to put out content a little bit more, a little bit more often. That's the word I was looking for. A little bit more often. I'm going to try to put out content. I don't know that it'll be once a week, but maybe a couple times a month for sure. And going to try to be a little bit more diligent in that regard. And I hope you enjoy the hot rods and cars. There'll probably be some more, throughout the year that come and go from my property. It seems to happen a lot here at McLovin Garage. The name change was simply just because it's a little bit more car centric. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button and subscribing, I'd appreciate it. It's been fun to do YouTube. We'll see where it goes, and I look forward to sharing some of my classics and hot rods and tech tips with you. Let's start these trucks up. They've been sitting here. We had a pretty bad ice storm a couple days ago. I want to get them started up, make sure everything's good. I need to pull them out. I want to take the 65 Suburban and go take a bunch of cardboard from Christmas to recycling. So we're gonna try to get it running. We're gonna pull her out and go do some do a recycling run. I've got a buddy coming to look at a motor with me today. I've got a 318 torn down in my shop. I'll show you that and see how much work it's gonna take to rebuild. I'm thinking about putting a V8 in my Dart. Don't tell anyone. I mean, not too many people, but I think I'm gonna put a V8 in the Dart. It's got a slant 6, and David Freiberger said it best. The slant 6 sounds the best when it's being dropped into a dumpster. So we're going to, I'm tired of that car being slow. I sold it originally. It was my first car in high school. If you haven't seen that video, go back. There's a video of my, my 73 Dodge Dart Swinger. And it was my first car in high school. I sold it when I was 18 because it was too slow. It's still too slow. It looks great, but it is just gutless. And I've got a 318 in the shop that I could put together probably pretty cheap. And if I could get that set up, I need a transmission. I'm probably gonna need a rear end. So it's gonna this project's gonna snowball. But that car with a little Spitfire 318, put an automatic back in it like it has now, put a little bit better rear end in it, and that would be a fun little car. And it'd be more fun to drive than it is now. So if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch that one. Go check out some of my other car videos. There's a video of my 66 Chrysler New Yorker. I'm sorry, 66 Chrysler Newport. I had a New Yorker as well. It is no longer with us. I sold it this last summer so that I could move on to other projects. Super cool car. Go look at that one. There's some videos of my 73 Plymouth Scamp that I got running. That car is gone as well. Sold that one. Like I said, I'm down to these 2 Chevys that are behind me. I've got a 73 Dart and I've got the 75 Duster. The Duster is also for sale. I'm going to put the video out. If you know anybody that's interested in a Duster, it'll be on the channel here shortly. That's my next video, I hope, is, well, this one, and then an overview of the 75 Duster. And then we're gonna get right into car content. My buddy's got his 78 GMC pickup in my shop right now. We're gonna do a Holley Sniper EFI on that. So I'm gonna try to document some of that. So we'll see how it goes. I've got lots of stuff kind of in the pipeline. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, appreciate you being here. My name's Ryan, by the way. This is McLovin Garage now, formerly McLovin Moto. And you'll, like I said, you probably still see some motorcycle content, but it won't be nearly as prevalent as it was before. So thanks for being here. Let's fire these machines up, shall we? Ooh, that door sounds good. Yeah, so this is a 1966 Chevy pickup. It's got a 292 inline 6 with a 3-speed on the column. I'm gonna pull the choke out. Oh, the heater's on. I can't get that off, so you're gonna have to listen to it for a minute. Let's see if she starts. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at the oil pressure. Fuel gauge works, battery works. The only one that doesn't work is actually the temp gauge, which I've got one coming because I drove it once last week and I think it got kind of hot. That door needs some lube, doesn't it? Well, the heater's on. It needs a new switch there. Look at this, it's a factory radio delete rig with a, there's a panel across there, a metal panel. Chevrolet, I still haven't cleaned this out. I just got it running. It's got a new carb. I should say a rebuilt carb. Let's turn that off. Let's see how she does here. First gear, let's pull her out. I did lower it. It's lowered 3 inches in the front, 4 inches in the rear. It's got an awesome look to it, and this will be one of the next ones on the channel as far as just for you guys to take a look at. I think we're gonna park it right here. I think I can get the Suburban out. Oh, don't roll, don't roll. There we go. Yeah, check this thing out. 66 C10. Needs a bed. Check that out. Got the plywood in there for now. Hey, Donovan's here with the Power Wagon. So yeah, there's the old Chevy. What do you think of that one? Drop a line in the comments. Let me know what you think. Here, I'll even pop the hood for you. Let's see if we can get this open this morning. Look at that little 6-cylinder. Water? I don't know what that is. It's oil for sure. Some oil on there. Feels clean. Like a little sewing machine. All right, let's start this sucker. You guys have seen this one on the channel. If you haven't, go back and watch my road trip in this. We drove it from California to Oregon. Lost the transmission, so now it's got a new transmission. Come on, baby. It's got a new 700 R4 in it. Oh, she's cold today. There we go. Usually starts pretty well, but I haven't started it for a while. But yeah, this one's got all of its gauges, and it's got a factory stereo in it. Somebody took the Chevrolet emblem off of it. This thing's super neat. I've got both seats. I've only got one in the back right now. It's got a set of bucket seats out of a Suburban or a K5, like a K5 Blazer out of the 80s or 90s. Center console. Oh, got my Bluetooth speaker in there. This thing is fun. But yeah, it's got a brand new, well, rebuilt new 700 R4 with a lockup torque converter. It's got all new front end parts, all new tie rods, bushings, got new front springs. It's got a new power steering box. It was converted to 5-lug axles, front and rear. It's got power steering, power brakes. It's got a 350 with an Edelbrock carburetor, and just a neat machine. It's got this steering wheel's pretty cool. It's kind of the deluxe steering wheel from the time frame. You saw the steering wheel in the 66. That's most likely what would have been in here. This one's got the lower end dash cluster, so it's got just idiot lights for the generator and the oil pump. And yeah, so it's, I would like to put the other dash in this one, or a set of custom gauges. But yeah, this one's an automatic 350, just a neat truck. So we're gonna shut her down for now. And like I said, if you haven't seen the videos on this one, I need to do a kind of a review of it now that it's kind of together and running. Needs a bath. But there's a Suburban. Bath and body work is what this one needs, and no, not like candles and scented lotions. Hey guys, I wanted to add this to the video while I was at it. I don't know that I've showed you my workspace since I've done some upgrades, and I wanted you to see kind of my shop area and see where I'd be doing some of the work on some of my projects and some of my friends' projects. So I thought I'd bring you out here and have you take a look. So this section is, I think it's like, I don't know, 15 feet wide, this shop space. And it's attached to a big barn on my property. My parents were gracious enough to give me this space in, for those of you that don't know, I own a piece of property with my parents. We have 6 acres, and we've got it set up where we're all kind of paying part of the property. My wife and I were able to build a new home here, again with some help from the folks, but we pay, you know, the mortgage, some of the mortgage and bills and things like that for our place, and then we have some shared area. Well, one of the shared areas is this barn, and it's about 40 feet deep. The barn is about 36 feet wide, and then this is another like 15 feet. It was a kind of an open lean-to area that we had walled in, and then I had a garage door put on. You can see it behind me. I had this garage door put on to the barn so that I could have a enclosed kind of shop space, work area. And so this has kind of been converted into a little workshop, and so I'm going to show it to you and let you check it out. So another thing, this is my buddy Kyle's truck. It's a 1978 GMC, and currently we are going to be putting on fuel injection. So we're going to use a Holley Sniper fuel injection kit. You can kind of see I got it partially torn apart, but we're going to put the Sniper fuel injection on it. So we need to run electric fuel pump. We're going to put a new intake manifold on it. We got to pull the distributor so we can get all that done. But that's what this is in here. And the reason why I bring that up is because he helped me with the lighting in here. So I didn't have any power running this part of the shop. So him and I spent a Saturday with some extra stuff that my folks had laying around from wiring the barn. We put in outlets. We've got our light switch here by the door, and then we've got the garage door powered in. So like I said, let me see if I can step back. I know it's kind of dark, sorry for that, but you can see the wall of the barn over there, the wood for the barn. And yeah, so it's wide enough, you know, especially if you kick a car over, it's wide enough to walk through here and work at least on this side of the truck. We could move it to the middle, but then it's hard to get everything else in and out. Here's kind of the workspace area, and it's not real clean right now. I've been doing some organizing, but it's a little bit cluttered at the moment. Got myself a kerosene heater, make sure to keep that away from the fuel, right? But at least got a little heat out here on the real cold days. Got my toolboxes. They're just a mess right now, kind of embarrassing. I've got a cabinet over here in the corner for all my fluids and cleaners, and the boys helped me clean that out. Got to have your shop stools, right? And I've got my tractor seat stool, and then my Mopar and Hemi seats. Got some valve covers hanging on the wall, a little bit, you know, just kind of some decoration. Got my old Quadraflex stereo with some massive speakers up here so we can bump while we're working. Of course, got the American flag. Got my 446 barrel cabinet. I've got just kind of odds and ends in here. Got some extra fluids and oils and gauges and carburetor rebuild parts and some polish, just stuff that, you know, filters, easy stuff to get to, and that I can use to work on cars. Got some gauges. Those are going into the, well, this one's going into one of my next hot rods. That was in the Scamp, if you remember that video. I don't know if you haven't seen that, check it out. I've got some gauges for the Suburban. I'm going to put these in the 65 Suburban. I think those will look good. It's got just Idiot Light gauges. Oh yeah, there's the Holley Sniper EFI. That's what's going on the GMC air cleaner. Got parts and pieces. Of course, I got my air compressor. I've got a fridge down there. It's not hooked up yet because I really don't have anything to go in it. There's some hubcaps for the 66 C10. I need to get those painted. I could use a little bit more work on those. So I'm going to try to bang some more of the dents out of them, but those need to go on the truck, get painted. This is that 318 I was mentioning earlier today. Unfortunately, so the cylinders are actually in pretty good shape. We looked them over. It's not full of a bunch of junk inside, so it's not in too terrible a shape, but it unfortunately, check this out. These are the couple of the bearings, the main bearings for the crank, and you can see they're down to the copper. Where were the other ones? Oh yeah, you can kind of see them down in there. The rod bearings, like the 4 in the middle, are all down to copper. So they either it got hot, something happened to it where it had a problem. And then here's the crank and the centers. It's already been ground 10 over. It's probably gonna need to be ground another 10 to work. And so I got to figure out what I want to do. I got this motor for free, so it's not really like a huge deal, but I was hoping that maybe I could reuse a bunch of parts and hone it and slap it back together. Like I said, I think I want to put it in my Dart. I haven't figured that out yet, but we'll see. I'm a little disappointed in that. This was the 383. I know it looks horrible because it was in the barn. I moved it over here so I could clean it up. This was in my 1966 Chrysler Newport, and I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't run, and so I swapped a 440 into that car. But this might be an indicator. Yeah, it looks like it's been at the bottom of the ocean. It's just disgusting. No wonder it won't run. Yeah, so that's pretty terrible. For some nostalgia, there's my first banner, the DRZ and the Africa Twin. Man, that was a while ago. Got some more valve covers hanging, got all my straps hanging. Well, a bunch of them over here. I used to be into Harleys. I still like Harleys. I'd buy another one at some point, but I got a bunch of Harley stuff because I was way into that culture for a while. There's the bikes, the 50, the 110, and the 450X. They're kind of chilling in here. It's a good spot for them out of the weather. But yeah, that's kind of my workstation area. You can see I put a couple extra lights up in there so I'd have room and you could see what's going on. I got some storage here. Got my Giant Loop stuff. I got kind of motorcycle and car stuff over here. I got I got my creeper and a little stool. New bumper probably for the Suburban. The one on it's kind of got some damage. Got some wheels. Those are some Mopar Rally wheels. They're actually the small bolt pattern. They're 14-inch. Got some more signage down this side. I'll show it to you when it's open. But yeah, I got Chrysler hubcaps. I've got Chevy SS. I just kind of kept stuff that I took off. These are actually the original hubcaps off my Dodge Dart when I first got it, and I kept them even when I didn't have the car. And now I've got the car back. I've got the original wheels still up in the barn, I think. So I could swap it back to factory. Yeah, a little Milwaukee Drive, Harley stuff. Got motorcycle clubs I would belong to back when I was riding Harleys. There's still a bunch of crap from doing the electrical. But anyway, just want to give you a brief tour of the workspace. And yeah, this old truck's clean. It's a factory tack truck. It's got a factory tachometer in the dash, which is not a standard that you see very often. He's got some sweet stickers too. I condone those. How about this one? I live my life that way. Anyway, if you have any questions about the shop or you see something that you think looks cool, let me know in the comments. This is part of my video just kind of explaining what the channel is going to look like going forward. We're going to be doing more projects like this and less motorcycle riding. We're also going to probably try to get involved more like that motor. Might film, trying to put that back together when I get there. You're gonna see a lot of stuff. I like to buy and sell cars. I do a lot of it. I've done a lot of it in the background. You've seen a lot of it on my Instagram. If you follow me there, yeah, I enjoy classic cars, and I'm not like a get it perfect. I'm a get it running. Don't get it right, just get it running kind of guy. I like patina. I'm not into expensive paint jobs. I'm into kind of classic with a little bit of modern twist. I like to lower trucks. I like to put nice big wheels and tires on, hot rod cars. Like I said, really not worried about paint. I want them to run good, and I just want to drive them. To me, I don't mind going to what am I trying to say? Like museums. I don't mind museums. I like museums, but I would much rather see this old iron get driven and get resurrected, get it pulled out of the out of the junkyard and out of the fields and back on the road, regardless of whether the body's perfect or not. So that's kind of my thing. Appreciate you being here. And that's a little tour of my shop.